Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review by Centipede Geek. In this video, I'll be talking about a horror streaming app movie by the name of Tailgate. It's on the app known as Shudder. I've been watching a lot of these films recently, and if you keep up with my channel, you'll of course know that. It's a Dutch film. There will be heavy spoilers ahead. It's a very different film than probably what's on the typical market if you're into my channel. And you know me personally, of course, you always know that I'm trying to look for something different on the market. I'm trying to look for these sort of different, independent, kind of obscure films that no one ever really talks about. Because I think a lot of these films definitely deserve praise. It looks like not only is it available on Shudder, it also looks like it's available on AMC Plus, and of course, AMC Plus owns Shudder, so that has something to do with it, of course. Uh, the Dutch name is Bumperkleef. I probably pronounced that wrong. Long story short, this film is about a guy that he puts on this sort of uh, exterminator hazmat suit, and he has this weed killer gun, and he pretty much terrorizes people with this gun. It has a really neat this weed killer gun. It has this really neat opening scene where he hits this cyclist on the bicycle, and then he chases him down in the ditch, and then he puts the weed killer in his mouth. So it's got this really neat scene that I hadn't really seen before. Haven't seen this almost like, I guess you could, really, I don't know if you really can label him as a serial killer, but we haven't seen this terrorizing presence in the sense that someone that runs around with a weed killer gun. So I thought that was kind of a really interesting premise. And in this movie, in my opinion, we have a couple of men who they're pretty much who's bigger. They're trying to like one up each other. They're trying to outwit the other guy. It's one family man or one father who pretty much refuses to apologize, refuses to own up to his decisions, and then obviously the pursuer, the killer, wants the father to apologize, and then once the father does apologize, says it's all too late for apologies. And if you've seen the film, and the film progresses, and you know exactly where it goes. This is a really interesting Dutch film. I've seen some films that are Dutch, in my time, and I've liked most of them. And I would say that this would have to definitely be up there on the list of films that come out of Norway. It was a really neat film. If that's, I don't want to misquote if that's where the film does come from. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, don't want to misappropriate or anything like that. Either way, it was a really neat film. IMDb only gives it like a 5 point something rating, which I think is rather low. I would at least give it an 8 or a 9. I can't really think of anything that was wrong with the movie. I will say one thing that did stick out to me was the ending. This is one of those films that kind of ends out of nowhere. It's almost as if, and I know there have been films like this in the past, and I don't think that's the case with this one, but it's almost as if they ran out of money or something, or they did, something about the ending and I think it was probably done like this on purpose. I could be wrong, but it ends out of nowhere in the sense that you hear some of the audio afterwards, and the movie just ends. So that was really interesting the way the movie ended. I definitely did not expect the movie to end out of nowhere in the way it did. So that was pretty crazy, I thought. It's got a great performance by our family, the father, the wife, the kids are a pretty neat presence to have in the film. And of course, our serial killer or our weed killer, whatever you want to call him, the guy that has the weed killer gun and puts the suit on. He's a very eerie presence, and I would say a pretty scary presence in this Dutch film by the name of Tailgate. Uh, Thanks for watching the video by Centipede Geek for the Shudder film by the name of Tailgate, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below.